Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Florian, good to see you. And today we're talking about the Fujifilm X-S10, specifically the IBIS. Many of you might consider to get a Fujifilm X-S10 for vlogging and filming, so I did. So we're doing a quick comparison today how the IBIS actually works in real life. So we're going to be using the 18-55 2.8-4 with the OIS and in body stabilization. So we're going to start off with no stabilization at all, then just the lens, then we add the IBIS and the digital image stabilization as well, keeping in mind that the digital image stabilization will add a slight crop to your frame. That's pretty much the same when you shoot on the X-T3 60 frames in 4K when you add a slight crop to it. So keep this in mind, guys, and then I'm going to show you a comparison, and later on I'm going to try also out the 23mm f2 without in lens stabilization and see which lens would work better for vlogging, a prime or a zoom. Also a little tip: when you watch the footage, watch the corners, because you see mainly the image shift within the corners. So currently we're filming on a Fujifilm X-S10 with the 18-55 2.8-4 with no image stabilization at all. The lens is switched off and the IBIS in body is switched off as well, to give you an idea how shaky the footage is. And as mentioned, guys, watch corners. You usually see the image shift mainly in the corners, and I'm gonna move around a bit to give you a better understanding of how shaky it is without any stabilization at all. And then I do another 5 steps, and then I switch lens stabilization with the IBIS on to give you a comparison. So now we switch the IBIS on and stabilization on the 18-55, and I hope you can see a difference. It should be more stable already. And as mentioned, like right now, watch the corners, guys, see if there's any image shift, and then in a second we switch on the IBIS boost as well and see how much of a difference it will add to it. So now we switch the IBIS boost on as well, and probably you can see it really nicely on the trees if there's any movement. We still didn't add digital image stabilization, which I'm gonna add in a second. So guys, watch the corners, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. So now we literally got everything switched on: the IBIS, the in-lens stabilization, the IBIS boost, and the digital image stabilization, which add a slight crop to my frame, so I'm gonna be a bit tighter framing wise right now. So can you see anything, guys, like moving around in the corners? What do you think? Many people, or a lot of you guys, might consider the X-S10 for vlogging and filming like I did, just for the image stabilization. And Fujifilm claims the X-S10 for vloggers, and it's a real world test right now. I'm just walking around showing you how the stabilization works, and you guys let me know in the comments if there's a big difference. Should you get one? Should you consider one? I think it's definitely worth having one. So we swapped currently to the 23mm f2. That's the widest prime I own, and currently we're just having on the IBIS. So it should give you a good understanding, good impression of how a prime lens works with the IBIS. And then we switch on in a minute the IBIS boost and also the digital image stabilization as well. So we switched on the IBIS boost now, and I'm just gonna move around a bit just to give you an impression how the IBIS works when you switch on a boost. It looks pretty stable to me right now, and we're gonna add now the digital image stabilization as well, which gives me a slightly tighter crop, so don't be surprised if my face is pretty up close. So guys, now we switched everything on: the IBIS boost and the digital image stabilization. And because I'm shooting on the 23mm f2, I need to stretch my arm, like, to give you guys still a good framing from my head. So I hope you can see a difference in the stabilization of the footage right now. Which lens works better, a zoom lens with the in body or in stabilization, or a prime lens. So guys, now you need to decide which lens works better. We're still filming on a 23mm f2 and literally everything is switched on, and probably you can see it nicely here in the horizon, how the horizon shifts to see how the IBIS tries to balance and stabilize the footage. So guys, I think the Fujifilm X-S10 is a good choice for vloggers and filmmakers. I'm gonna use X-S10 mainly for filming and vlogging. I still got my X-T3 for photography, so as an additional body, I think it's a very good price tag camera. You pay £950 in the UK, so it's definitely worth having. And if you liked this little comparison today, like, comment and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers guys.